gentlemen, welcome back to Doctor Who Reviews. The UK's melting edition, help! We are not cut out for this sort of hot weather in this country.
Well, hey, Rand, at least you have something to talk about other than politics.
Yeah, about that.
Oh,
I'm
right.
I'm kind of mad at the TV news because, yeah, all right, climate change is a big thing, and yes, it has caused this, but not one article on what people can do to, cope with the heat, survive the heat. No, just like climate change, climate change, climate change, climate change. We get it, it's important. But surely the more important thing for this day and tomorrow is to make sure people survive.
You can balance it out a little better, I think.
Yeah, like having one article, any article on how to survive the heat wave.
Mm.
Anyway, we're not talking about heat waves, we're talking about the Unquiet Dead. And to discuss the Unquiet Dead with me, I'm joined by my two usual co-hosts. Firstly, there's more poutine gravy than grave in him. It's Freezing Inferno.
But damn it, now I'm hungry.
I just ate, so I'm not.
Yeah, well,
And to my
I'll
virtual...
get lunch after this supper, whatever you want to call it.
I'm sorry I've made you hungry. I really am. Except not.
The joke is Frezzo came up with it. It's introduction.
Yeah.
So it's his fault. It's his fault.
Way to pull the curtain back, Jerry.
How's that karma taste, bitch?
Way to pull the curtain back.
How does that karma taste? I hope it tastes as good as those two jerkasses on Fall Guys on the weekend.
Speaking of pulling the curtain back, now for my reference.
Yes, curtain all the way back. See my virtual right. As voted by the audience, the killer is Kateri.
If you have never seen the musical The Mystery of Edwin Drood, I highly recommend it. It's a fun time.
I didn't even know it was a musical until you told me.
Oh, it's a great musical.
Okay.
200 different endings. 200 different endings.
Unbelievable. That's more than most. That's more than most JRPGs.
The creator Nier is looking at Edwin Drood was like, my nemesis.
Yep.
Fucking.
Welcome to ending ABACD.
I am blanking on his fucking name. The guy with the fucking moon head.
Yoko Taro?
Yoko Taro.
Yoko Taro, that's it. Thank you.
I didn't want to say the name earlier.
Honestly, Yoko Taro is kind of a prince among men. Because he just doesn't care.
No fucks were given. So, Unquiet Dead, third episode of the revival.
And the very first historical of the revival, too.
Ooh, well, yeah, there they go. Yep, they set this thing up. The first one was in the present, second one's in the future, third one's in the past, which is a thing that pretty much all of modern Doctor Who followed that triple formula, I believe.
Yeah, Series 4 flipped it, where the historical episode came before the future.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they flipped it. But then Matt Smith does it, and Capaldi. What does Capaldi do? Yeah, Capaldi does it too, and Whitaker does it.
Capaldi also started in the past for.
Oh yeah, Capaldi did start in the past too. So that does buck the trend.
But it's still a trend, and this is also showing that the old adage from Classic Who about not having as many episodes take place in the past. There was just showing, hey, we will have episodes take place in the past. We're not, seasons 17 onward.
I did some maths, and there were 3 historicals if you count Father's Day in this series.
I wouldn't count Father's Day.
It goes back to the 80s. Is that a historical?
Now it is.
Kinda. But
now it is, but in 2015? Not 2015.
2005, when the show was good.
I've been doing that lately. I've been doing that lately where I've added I was talking about, what was I talking about?
Kamen Rider?
No, there was a...
Not you as well! God damn it!
There's a statistical possibility that he was talking about Kamen Rider.
It wasn't Kamen Rider. It was another movie. I can't think of it right now. Never mind. It'll come back to me.
First I got it from Kachiri, then I got it from High Tension during our Fall Guys stream, and now I'm getting it from you. I can't win.
What are you getting exactly?
Maybe we should just watch it. Just get it over with. Just
Maybe we should. Maybe I should just stop trying to fight the tide.
And maybe Brainiac should finish another television series.
When I'm not melting in the heat, I will do that, yes.
Yes, you will.
Do you know people's laptops are actually physically melting in this heat? In London.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been chilling in my basement because my room has no insulation, and most of the days it gets up to 100 degrees in my room. I'm like, okay, time to go into the basement.
Yeah,
I could have given a very harsh joke there. I'm not going to. But yeah, the first historical, and this one is written by
Mark Gatiss.
Oh, this is Mark Gatiss' first episode, is it?
Yeah.
The first of many.
And I mean, he starts off his trend. You know, he loves that Victorian era aesthetic.
He's not bad at writing it, honestly.
No, I mean,
if Victorian aesthetic is what you want,
Empress Mars.
Yeah, but if Victorian aesthetic is what you want, he can provide it for you.
Yeah.
I like Empress of Mars. I got very upset when people were saying, "Oh, this is the worst episode of modern Doctor Who ever." Is it really, though?
Hello, Lie of the Land is right there.
Yeah, Kevin scribble scripts to most people. Immediately volunteered that when I thought, good man.
This is also very important for the first RTD era because a lot of stuff came from this episode alone.
I should say that the Chibnall era was out of bounds. It was just pre-Chibnall era episodes, which is the worst one. Fear Her was the consensus, and I can see that. Fear Her's just dull.
I think I don't know. Maybe one day we'll have to reevaluate Fear Her. I cannot believe that is the worst Doctor Who episode because, I mean, like you said,
Love and Monsters.
Like the child actor is bad, but like to be the worst ever, you got to be like morally offensive, which we've done.
I mean, a guy's getting some concrete jobs done at the end of Love and Monsters, so.
No. I saw that coming, could do nothing to stop it. I hate it here. I hate it here. This is hell.
It's just like a Who culture list. That episode needs to be brought up in every Who culture list. This
is hell. I'm in hell. It's hot enough to be hell right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shall we get on with it?
It's actually pretty good until the monster shows up.
Which is unfortunate because it's what was it? It was a Blue Peter.
Yeah, it was a child. A child designed it.
Yeah. But you can hear all about that in our Love and Monsters podcast. Why don't we talk about the Unquiet Dead Brainiac?
Yeah, so we begin in Cardiff because it's Doctor Who in 2005, so of course it's Cardiff. We have a person paying their last respects to a loved one, Mr. Redpath, and his grandmother. Yeah, his grandmother. Yes. His grandmother then, rumours of demise were greatly exaggerated because she gets out of the coffin and strangles her grandson to death. As you do.
And the Undertaker reacts not with, "Oh, what in the name of God is going on?" He's just like, "Oh, no,
I love his reaction here. It's like, "Oh, not again." And he does have a reason for reacting like this. This is Mr. Sneed. The Undertaker, Mr. Sneed. And then the old woman knocks him out and wanders off to goodness knows where. And so Sneed calls for help in the form of a servant girl and say hello to Eve Miles.
Oh, hey.
Playing Gwyneth, the servant girl.
Didn't she go on to do some things?
She did, which was, loosely based on this character. She's Gwyneth here. When she shows up again in Doctor Who, she's Gwen.
Oh, that's some good trivia for Sneed.
Yeah.
Do you know who Sneed was originally meant to be played by?
I don't.
Who's that?
David Tennant.
Oh, wow.
David Tennant was going to play Gabriel Sneed, but when he went to set to film that day, was told he was going to be the 10th Doctor instead. He thought it was a practical joke.
Yeah, I knew he was going to screen test for a role that wasn't the Doctor, and I didn't know it was this particular role though. I can't see him as the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Well, he's a skinny. He's a,
Wow, is that what you need to be an Undertaker now? He's skinny.
well, you know how Undertakers usually look in movies and shows.
All
You know,
skinny type, yeah.
the
Have you watched
skinny
Have you
arch,
watched any
like, almost
WWE?
like
They
a
do not look like that.
skeleton.
They're huge 6'10" blokes to go around and say, "Rest in peace."
Also, I was trying to think. Sneed is a reference to a Dickens novel because that sounds. Now that I'm thinking about it, it does sound really.
I think all the characters might be
familiar.
Dickens names, because there aren't that many that are actually named here. The Sneed, Redpath, the Redpaths, and Gwyneth, and of course Charles Dickens. But I don't know if they are actually, direct references to characters in books or not. It's the sort of thing that this show would do, but I can't confirm it right now.
No, it's a reference to this.
Oh, for God's... Oh my God, the PTA is disbanded.
No, the PTA has not disbanded.
I still love that joke.
He's doing the money thing. He's doing the
Do you
hair
know why
thing.
that was?
Means the taxes.
I love the story I found out about why that was apparently included in the script.
Oh.
Apparently, in the original version of the script, the PTA being disbanded was a potentially big thing, and it was treated as like this dramatic moment. So they were poking fun of the original writer.
Oh man, this guy makes a big deal of the PTA disbanding. He's gonna jump out the fucking window. Hey, I know.
This girl, it was a female writer.
Oh,
But,
hey, this girl's making the fucking big deal of the PTA disbanding. I know what we'll add. Yeah, so they're going to go out and hunt for a dead lady. A zombie lady. And then we've got Nine and Rose in the TARDIS, and there's a nice little bit with Rose where she's like, wow, it's Christmas night 1860 out there. It happened once and then it never happens again, but we can just go there. I mean, wow, that's why you go around like you do, huh? It's kind of sweet. And the doctor's like, hang on, you can't go out dressed like that. You gotta go dressed in Victorian era dress.
If you go out like that, you'll start a riot, Barbarella. So yeah, here's the modern tradition of the companions wearing traditionally appropriate dress, which is sometimes subverted. Martha subverted it in the Shakespeare Code. Proves that this is the only time I have to talk about the damn Shakespeare Code tonight.
Well, see, Rose doesn't have a Dalek up her ass, so she has time to change. See what I done there?
Why is it even we don't have dunk on Ian Levine, we dunk on Ian Levine?
Because he fucking stinks and he deserves to be
Not as
dunked
much as
on.
Gareth Roberts. Oh God, I said it again.
Okay. No, okay.
So we
Not
get
as much as Gareth Roberts.
We get a little mini, montage of her getting into her dress. They get out of the TARDIS, and Rose comments on the doctor's outfit.
Change my jumper.
Yeah, I love this. Rose comes out in this beautiful gown. She looks stunning, actually.
And I love the line, "Oh, you look beautiful," for a human.
Yeah, I think that's a compliment.
It reminds me of Tom Baker in City of Death. Oh, you're a beautiful woman, probably.
So we then go back to the Undertaker, not that one, and his serving girl, and Gwyneth has got some sort of power.
Sight.
Yeah, they call it the sight. Use the sight.
What does your special Legolas? What does your special eye see?
If she doesn't find the old lady, she's going to be dismissed from his service. So she taps into some mystic power mumbo jumbo or whatever, and she says that she's gone to see him, the great man, all the way from London, the great man. And we cut to the great man, and hi Simon Cowell, how you doing?
Well,
Perfect choice for Charles Dickens, by the way.
he's good.
Just perfect.
And it's so funny that they brought him back 6 years later for that one-off joke in "Wedding a River Song." Like I said
Wasn't
last week.
wasn't he also like in a Charles Dickens biopic?
Yes, this is
And
the
he almost turned down the role because he thought it was just going to be some dumb sci-fi show. But
he
when he
played
saw
Dickens 3 times. Yeah, he played it here. He played him in the cameo for Wedding a River Song, and then he played him straight as Dickens for a biography, which came out around the same time as this episode. In fact, they cross promoted it, which was a neat thing. They don't do enough these days.
Yeah, what's that? Promoting the goddamn show? What?
I meant more the cross promotion, but yes. So Dickens is about to go on stage, and he did do this in real life. He would do readings of A Christmas Carol, and they were very popular. They always sold out. And actually, Dickens was so synonymous with Christmas that when he died, a little girl was said to have said, "Does this mean Father Christmas is dead?" Despite the fact that Father Christmas never appeared in any of Dickens' works. He was that linked to Christmas.
I do like that he says to the stagehand or whatever is saying, "Mr. Dickens, it's time to go home soon." He's saying, "Oh, I'm old. I'm past my prime. I'm out of imagination. Getting old kind of sucks. Well, here I am in Cardiff. The show must go on."
I love the fact that he says that I'm like a ghost,
Yeah.
because that's appropriate given what we're about to witness here.
And then the doctor arose, he buys a paper and he's reading and he's like, yeah, I messed up the trip. We're not in 1860, it's 1869. Oh, well, that's not so bad. And it's Cardiff. Oh.
Yeah, it's not Naples, it's Cardiff.
Wah, mm.
So Dickens starts his reading of A Christmas Carol, and he's talking about the scene with Marley's face replacing the door knocker. If you've seen A Christmas Carol, I imagine you have. It's one of the most
You've seen one of the
widely seen.
12 billion adaptations of A Christmas Carol, be they with Bugs Bunny or Mickey Mouse or whoever the fuck.
Or the Muppets, the best one.
or Bill Murray or
No.
Yeah, Scrooge is good too, but the one with the Muppets and Michael Caine is so good because Michael Caine plays it completely straight, and you've got these crazy Muppet shenanigans happening all around him, and it's just like he's doing pure Dickens Scrooge. It's wonderful.
Mhm. I mean, it has Charles Dickens in the movie as Gonzo.
Yes.
And I love how not only did he do it that way, it's one of the best adaptations, but it's also like a current question. Pick a movie, pick one actor from that movie to still be like the role. Everyone else is played by Muppets. So like Avenger Endgame, keep Robert Downey Jr., but everyone else is Muppets.
Oh my god. I'm just thinking about Muppet Thanos, and it's making me smile.
Oh, God in heaven.
You should have gone for the head. Wacka wacka snap.
Jesus Christ! Why is Fuzzy Bear Thanos?
Because it's the funniest thing I could think of.
Oh, God.
But anyway, back to the show.
Thor. Maker McThor.
Yes.
God.
It's not easy being a thunder god.
Oh, God. Kermit would be Cap. Kermit would be Cap.
Well, Miss Piggy would be
I understood that
Black
reference.
Widow.
Oh god, Miss Piggy is Natasha. She just punches the Hulk across the screen. Oh, we're having fun.
I don't even know who you are. So, yeah, Charles Dickens is in the middle of reading Christmas Carol, and he's like, "Oh, the face on the knocker, the Marley's face. It looked like that." He says as the old lady in the audience starts to glow blue, and a fucking ghost comes out of her mouth and lets out banshee wails. Oh!
What phantasmagoria is? I love Dickens' line here. What phantasmagoria is this?
So it's all pandemonium in the theater, and
And we cut to the Doctor and Rose, and they hear the scream, and they're like, "Oh, hey, we're right where we need to be."
Oh look, it's the plot. Let's go.
It's the plot.
Well, why did the TARDIS send us here? This had nothing to do with what we wanted. Ah! Oh, okay. Let's go.
Okay, now I get it. Let's go.
The Doctor was actually excited about the screams, by the way,
Of course he is.
because he
It's
just
like,
turns
oh,
and
wow.
goes, "That's more like it." Imagine this is the second worst thing that happened in an auditorium with spooky goings on. Parasite Eve says hi.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I love the fact the audience don't run until it's far too late in that game.
Oh, well, I mean.
When
yeah,
people
maybe
start
it's-
combusting on stage, when a burning man falls into the middle of the audience, then they think, maybe we should run.
What an opening. What a game. But, yeah, so we have the Doctor. He goes up to Charles Dickens. Rose, meanwhile, sees Sneed and Gwyneth taking the corpse out, and she goes to confront them. And she confronts Gwyneth a bit. Gwyneth's like, oh, she came down with a fever. Oh, we're taking her to the hospital. Rose touches her. This woman's dead. Hugh Sneed from behind fucking chloroforming her.
What
You
is
say
that?
too much. Get her in the couch.
What is that? This is chloroform. This is chloroform. This is chloroform. Why do you have chloroform? Why don't I have chloroform?
Hey, Rose, does this rag smell like chloroform to you?
Oh god, that's really dark.
I don't trust any creepy old men chloroform. Just saying.
I mean, the lines. There's a line that Rose gets that makes it so much worse that we'll get to.
Why does he have to be like? You don't trust creepy old men with chloroform. I don't trust young people with chloroform. I don't trust
I don't
chloroform.
trust anyone with chloroform. Well, maybe a scientist in a lab, but
I'm just saying he chloroformed her very easily, like he's done it a few times.
oh god, y'all, with Rainiac's factoid, I am now imagining David Tennant doing this. That gives me shades of what the fuck was the name of that guy in the Marvel show?
Oh,
He
not
was like,
Constantine.
you know,
The
he was
Purple
like,
Man.
yeah,
The
that's
Purple
the
Man.
guy.
Kilgrave.
Jessica
Where he was a
Kilgrave,
creepy
yeah.
fucking-
Jessica
He
Jones.
was a creepy fucking guy. Yeah, I mean, you can see the shades of that if Tennant was doing that. in
That's
this, but-
oh god, that's an alternate universe I did not want to imagine, but I just have. Thanks for that.
So yeah, the ghost is flying around and then it vanishes into a gaslight. And so the doctor's like, "Oh, Rose, I've got Rose. I've got to give chase. I got to hop in this coach." And Dickens is like, "This is my coach. Oh, good. Come on, let's go. Yeah, yeah.
I love this encounter between Dickens and the Doctor.
This is so good. It's like, oh, so is it okay if this man's in here, Mr. Dickens? Wait, what did he call you? Oh my God, you're Charles Dickens. Oh, I'm a huge fan."
Yeah, he starts he starts just fanboying about Charles Dickens.
Using modern slang that confuses Dickens.
Yeah,
What do you
You're
have
an
to do?
object that cools?
No. It means fanatic. It means fanatic. And the great part of the joke is after he's like, "Oh my God, Dickens, you're so lovely. Oh my God, I've read all your books. Great Expectations, Oliver Twist, The Sigma Man. Oh wow, you're so great. Yo, what the fuck was up with that part of Martin Chuzzlewit with an American accent? Like, what the fuck were you thinking?"
yeah. I thought you said you were my fan. Well, you can't take criticism. Go on, do the deaf and little Nell. It cracks me up. What?
Oh my God, it's just such a good like fan thing. Like, you know, oh my God, I'm your biggest fan. Hey, what the fuck was up with this part? That sucked.
He also gets the wrong book.
Yeah.
He says, "What's the one with the ghost? Christmas Carol? No, the one with the trains. The Signal Man. That's it. The Signal Man is not a Dickens novel."
God.
I don't know who wrote it, but it's definitely not a Dickens novel. But Dickens doesn't correct him on this, which is really funny.
Yeah.
So it's like, should I throw him out now? No, I think he can stay.
No, he likes my stuff. He can stay in the cab. Yeah. But I just love that interaction. Oh my God, I'm your biggest fan. I'm going to critique your work now, you know?
Yeah. So they give chase with the hearse with Rose in it, and Gwyneth is freaking the hell out because she's like, "What are we gonna do? She's still alive. I didn't plan any of this, girl. It's not any of my fault. Whose fault is it? Why is this happening?" And we hear whispered voices from the gas lamp.
Mm. Wait, no, we don't. Rainiac, what are you talking about?
Oh my! I get it. I hate it when I get it. I even said gaslamp to avoid that from being said, and you still went ahead and did it, so thanks for that.
I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
I love that everyone still thinks that's a Hitchcock film, and it isn't.
It's like from what 1940s.
It's a
1930s?
Hitchcockian style film, but it's not Hitchcock.
I mean, I thought it predated Hitchcock. It'd be...
No. Hitchcock was making films in the 30s.
Okay. I didn't realize that.
He didn't really make it like huge until the 40s, but he was making films in the 30s.
Okay.
I've seen a couple of
So
them.
Rose wakes up, and just as more blue light comes out of the gas lamp, there you go. And oh shit, she's locked in a room with fucking zombies. And meanwhile, the Doctor and Dickens are at the door talking to Gwyneth. Oh, let me in to see your master. And this is the beautiful line from Dickens. He hears the noises. He's like, "What the Shakespeare is going on?"
Yeah.
Because he can't say what the Dickens. Because it's him.
And we have to give the award for acting of a Billy Piper because I will be honest with you, Rose was not my favourite companion.
I mean,
I liked her. Didn't really think she was the best companion.
She's the first companion.
Watching her episodes again, she is really, really good.
Yeah. Good.
And this bit here where the corpse comes to life, she's like, "You're kidding, aren't you? You're joking with me. You're just kidding." Okay, you're not kidding. She goes for the door.
Well, they break in and bust her out just in time.
Yes. Also, Dickens tells Steve to shut up. How dare you, sir? This is my house. Oh, shut up.
So, yeah, the zombies, they say, "Oh, we want the rift open. We're dying. Oh!" And then they peace out again.
Yes.
And then we get the line that makes Sneed even worse, where Rose just calls him out on his bullshit. He's like, you're fucking around with dead corpses. You chloroformed me, and don't think you didn't catch you feeling, you pervy old dork.
You dirty old man, yeah.
Yeah, ugh, yeah, nasty.
Also, the fact that he calls the dead bodies the stiffs and then has to change to the dear departed. He's an antagonist, but I kind of like the way Sneed is portrayed, apart from the whole Wandering Hands thing. I think the actor gives a good performance.
It's almost like someone who wrote his character. Mark was a fan of JoJo Part 1 with Dio's dad.
I mean, he's a fan of Victoriana, so...
I don't think Mark Gatiss has even heard of JoJo.
I think Mark Gatiss would like JoJo Part 1 specifically.
Yeah, just Part 1.
Mm.
Not everyone has heard of JoJo Part 1, believe it or not.
I mean, yeah.
Not everyone has heard of JoJo, full stop.
Mm.
So,
there's this thing, buy a JoJo manga and give it to Mark Gatiss at the convention. Hey, you're gonna love this shit.
So despite the fact that he just tried to kidnap Rose, Dickens and the Doctor are surprisingly cordial to Mr. Sneed and Gwyneth. Mm-hmm. And Sneed explains what's going on. He says, "Oh, look, it's the house. The house is haunted. It hasn't been ever since I got it on the cheap," which, might have been his problem. He mentions about maybe the bishop could do me an exorcism on the cheap or something because I made his nephew look like a cherub. What?
But actually, it turned out it was a time traveler from the future experiencing history all at once. Wait, wrong haunted house. My bad.
No, it's not that. The house is built on the rift. Get used to this in Series 1.
And Torchwood.
Yeah.
And bits of Series 2 and 3.
In fact, get used to this for the RTD era. The rift.
Pretty sure it's coming back. I'm pretty sure it's coming back.
I'm surprised Chibnall didn't bring it back, TBH.
So we now have our party, if you will. Again, it's not an RPG. It's Rose, Sneed, Gwyneth, the Doctor, and Charles Dickens. And as I say, apart from the shambling corpses, there aren't many named characters in this story.
Pretty small scale.
It actually works better, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Dickens is very sceptical about the whole thing. He's like checking for wires. like hidden glass or something that can explain rationally what he's just
Yeah.
witnessed because he can't believe it.
He's a rationalist in the episode, which kind of ties in with the whole "oh, I'm old, I don't have much imagination anymore" theme going on,
Yes, it does.
and that'll be interesting at the ending. But yeah, he can't believe, and the doctor is talking to him about this shit too. Yeah, he can't accept that the fantastical is real because, oh God, if it is, I've wasted my life. But meanwhile, Rose and Gwyneth are having a nice little bonding session.
Because she's a psychic and she could see the future through Rose's eyes.
He can see the darkness incoming. The big bad wolf.
Oh no.
That's right. I think unless there's one in End of the World that I haven't seen in certain ages, I think that's the first bad wolf mention.
No.
No, there's one before.
There is one at the end
I'm
of the
pretty
world, I think.
Okay.
I think there's a bad wolf mentioned at least once in every episode.
I don't recall one in the very first one.
One thing we do get the first mention here is that Rose's father is dead.
Oh yeah,
Because
that,
she has
that
a
definitely.
conversation with Gwyneth, where I think Gwyneth is where she drops the one that drops the bad wolf line, and Gwyneth is
Yeah.
basically, she's had a typical Victorian servant life. She gets £8 a year in Victorian money. That's not a lot. She'd have been happy with 6, as she tells Rose. She went to school once every Sunday, hated it. She's got her eye on the butcher's son, but she'll never have him. Because, different social circles. And then, as I say, Rose mentions the first time that we know that her father died.
Well,
So-
Gwyneth mentions it, and Rose is like, "Wait, how did you know that?"
So,
The doctor said.
so to answer the question from just now, one of the characters mentions to the face of Bo that being trapped on the exploding platform 1 is a classic bad wolf scenario.
Yep.
There you go. Okay, there was one.
I think the
Which
only
honestly just kind of spoils the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only
Theoretically.
episode that doesn't have a bad wolf reference might be Rose.
Yeah. Aliens in London, Dalek... Oh, wait, no. Wait, so the Aliens in London two-parter only has one between the two of them.
That still counts.
It's still.
I mean, one is literally we're on Bad Wolf Base or Bad Wolf 1 or whatever it is. I think that's Dalek, but So
Oh,
yeah,
that's, that's
we
his
get
security call sign.
we get some nice character building for Gwyneth, and as I say, she's had a hard life, but for whatever reason, she's got powers. She's got the sight, as was discussed earlier. So I think the Doctor decides that she should hold a séance.
He mentions she grew up on top of the rift, so she's part of that breach between worlds, and that's why she's got the psychic touch.
And
yes,
Dickens
they're
is
gonna have a
appalled by this. He's
séance.
like, seances, I can't take a part in this. This is the sort of mumbo jumbo I'm
come
trying to expose here. Which is
Yeah,
interesting
it
because I associate this more with Harry Houdini than Dickens, being the skeptic against seances and mediums. But
I think almost every celebrity was into that back in the day because
well,
I
Arthur
know,
Conan Doyle is a
yeah,
famous
Doyle
example.
got into it. Tesla kind of got into it. It was more he was trying to disprove all of it, but
So Gwyneth holds her seance, and Dickens is like, well, nothing's going to happen, is it? And then miraculously something happens. And we meet our alien race for the episode, the Gelf.
Oh boy,
They're just blue humanoids.
they're blue spirits. Ooh.
Yeah, like ghosts, gaseous ghosts.
And they're pleading, "Oh, pity the Gelth, help us, make a bridge to the rift.
They talk in
They're
children's
so-
voices.
There's so few of us, and we're the last of our kind after the Time War."
And we have to mention
Okay.
this as well. So,
Yep.
the Time War was a huge part of the narrative. Certainly for the first series of the revival.
Yep.
And then got mentioned again here and there for Series 2. Series 3, of course, it was a major part of the plot, because the last two Time Lords standing.
And then series. I mean, basically the entire RTD era is Time War shenanigans.
Yeah.
Then they get mostly forgotten during Smith's run until the 50th.
Until the 50th, when it's like, vroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know that Time War, none of it happened the way you think it did.
Well,
Sorry about that.
But that's okay. I mean, we got to experience it. That's the thing. We got to experience it that way as we watched, and new people who don't know shit about the Time War will get to experience it like that as they watched.
That's great.
That's the beauty of it. The retcon can't retcon your experience with it.
So what did the Guild want? Well, the Guild want them to take the girl to the rift and form a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think at some point she calls them her angels.
Mm-hmm.
The Guild for her angels. So the Guelph want her to take to the rift, make the bridge so they can come through. They lost their bodies in the Time War, reduced to a gaseous state. They need the corpses because they can use the gas in a human decaying corpse to exist. And Rose is appalled by this. In fact, she said, "You can't do this. It's obscene."
There's an interesting line that's going to foreshadow something that I need to mention later, where the Doctor says, "Oh, the Gelth, they're aliens," and Sneed says, "What? They're foreigners?"
Oh god.
Which put a pin in that,
But then he
this
actually
is an
takes
interesting.
it a joke. He says, "Pretty foreign, yeah, from up there, Brecon."
Yeah, it is a joke, but I mean, at the same time, we got to put a pin in that.
We have, and the Doctor actually runs with it. It says, "Yeah, close." And they've been trying to get through from Brecon to Cardiff, but the road's blocked.
But yeah, Rose has this ethical objection to wait. You can't just let human corpses come back from the dead, walking around with Gelf ghosts inside them. That's desecration of the dead. And the Doctor's basically like, you gotta respect culture and kind of get over yourself, Rose. There's more than just this limited thing.
I mean, the bodies aren't being used.
He even says to her, do you carry a donor card?" "Yeah, well that's different." He said, "Yeah, it is different. Different morality. Getting used to it or go home." Damn.
Yeah.
I can't worry about a few corpses when the loss of the girl could be dying. So, interesting conflict of interest here. Rose is seeing the human angle, the Doctor is seeing the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And neither is wrong at the moment with the information we have to hand.
Unfortunately, we get the climax coming.
Yeah, and one is proved to be very wrong, one is proved to be very right.
Yeah. But Gwyneth is like, don't I get a say in this? I want to do it. I mean, I can see that future. I want to help. I want to do it. And so the rift is down in the morgue of Sneed's funeral parlor.
Because
So
of course that's where it is.
And they head on down there. And Rose is like, wait a minute, Doctor. We know that this can't work because there aren't Gelth corpses walking around in the year 2005. And the Doctor says, and this is very interesting, "Oh, time's in flux. Your future could be rewritten in a snap. Nothing's safe." Which is very interesting considering how much other eras of the show love fixed points in time. It's like, oh, history could be rewritten in a snap like that and changed for the better. Oh no, we have to let history take its course. We can't change a single thing. No.
And then you have Orphan 55.
And then you have Haunting of Villa Diodati.
Better than Orphan 55 at least. Barring one major ethical roadblock. But still. So the upshot is that Gwyneth decides, yes, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna help my angels.
And the Doctor's like, okay, Gelth, this isn't a permanent thing. We're just gonna get all of you poor souls trapped in the rift in some bodies, and then I'll take you off world, and you can find a new home. So don't get too comfy in those corpses. But I'm gonna help.
Okay, real talk. How many times has that been offered, and how many times has it actually gone through?
The Zygons.
And it's time then for the twist. Because
we were
Gwyneth,
equal all along.
yeah, Gwyneth establishes the bridge between the rift and their world underneath the arch. And as soon as she does this, it's like blue energy streams out of her mouth, and the gelf that had been possessing her above her head turns flame red, and its voice gets darker and nastier.
Our numbers are few, a few billion, and we're going to kill all of humanity. The doctor's like, I trusted you, I pitied you. Yeah, well, we're going to fuck you over. And this is this is where we run into a bit of a snag. Last time on the teaser, I mentioned I incorrectly credited Paul Cornell for a critique of the Unquiet Dead that came out around the time. It was actually another Doctor Who expanded universe writer named Lawrence Miles, who's a bit of an interesting figure. Has their ups and downs, but well, we got to link the post. It's pretty fucking raw, and his basic thing is that he reads this as an anti-immigration piece, where it's like, oh, please, refugees, Doctor, please help us. You trusted us, you helped us, and now we're going to kill you all. Ha ha!
I do not agree with that reading at all.
Well, but that is I've linked it.
Yeah, he's entitled to his opinion. I don't see that at all.
I mean, I can kind of see where he's coming from.
If this had been written 10 years later, maybe. Because anti-immigrant rhetoric and feeling is a lot higher now.
It puts me in the same weird position that, oddly enough, the Kuchiri was in the arc, where like someone's saying, this is a piece of shit, and I'm like, Did the author really mean to go, I'm going to write a racist piece of shit, or did he just oopsie-doopsie into it?
I think he oopsie-doopsied into it. I can buy the idea that the Gelf are an equivalent of refugees, and then turning out to be evil is a bit of a moral oof, but at the same time, I'm not getting that vibe from it.
And you also got to understand, this is still in a time where there's always has to be a bad guy in an episode. They haven't hit the point where there could be an episode without a bad guy or an antagonist.
It's ironic that you say that, because I remember there's a certain popular critique of Twice Upon a Time. This scene where Capaldi goes, it's not an evil plan. Testimony's not evil. And they critique that. It's like, I can't believe that Moffat actually wrote that it's not an evil plan? Ooh, what a fucking hack.
But that's brilliant writing.
Oh, there's not a traditional bad guy for him to blow up? What an idiot hack!
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. A subversion of what we expect.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, at that time, I think even my first time watching this show, this episode, I was like, yeah, they're going to be evil.
Well, yeah.
I didn't see anything about refugees. I didn't see anything about,
I can see where it would be.
It was either going to be a heel turn, well, not even a heel turn, just hiding the fact they were evil. I can see
Mark Gatiss' other work, and I mean, I don't recall, and please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't recall any outright fucking hateful bigotry in the rest of his oeuvre.
Long Game, not Long Game, sorry, Idiot's Lantern, not really.
I mean, oopsie doopsies at the end for a completely different.
Yeah, but not hateful bigotry, like you say.
But not hateful bigotry.
What was his Lazarus Experiment? By the way, underrated episode.
It's
nothing major in that. Victory of the Daleks? Not really.
I mean, not great, but again, not because of that.
Yeah, there's no real problem. Did he do one for Series 4? I can't remember.
I do not recall.
Let me look up real fast.
Yeah, sure. He didn't do Planet of the Ood, did he?
No, that was someone else. They did that was like a one and done writer, I recall. From
it wasn't Unicorn and the Wasp.
No, that was the other guy.
It wasn't the Doctor's Daughter. And it certainly wasn't Turn Left.
It wasn't Tower and Two-Parter.
I don't think he did one. I don't think he did one. Yeah. He did do Curse of the Black Spot.
No, he didn't. He did 9.
He did 9 episodes. Unquiet Dead, Idiot's Lantern, Victory, Night Terror, Cold War, Crimson Horror, Robot of Sherwood, Sleep No More, and Empress of Mars.
Yeah, none of those are particularly bad.
Yeah. And also, I feel we got to do it, Rainiac. The Crimson Horror.
The Crimson Aura.
Yes. But so yeah. I mean, I don't know if you can do that with the people who wrote the arc, and also look at their like work and go, okay, not racist, not racist, not racist, not racist. But I mean, he never really oopsie doopsies into that again. But there are a few places where he does oopsie doopsie into a problematic thing, like Idiot's Lantern or Victory of the Daleks or Night Terrors to a degree.
And then we get something really interesting. Firstly, we get the death of Mr. Sneed.
Which, you know,
He's like, stop this now, girl, you know, this has gone far enough. And one of the course just snaps his neck from behind.
And then immediately a Gelf hops into him.
Yeah, and he's joined the legions of the Gelf, so it's like, come join us, march with us. We need bodies. We need the human race dead. We need all your bodies. So Gwyneth can't send them back.
Away.
Gwyneth can't send them back. She hasn't got the power to send them back. And then we get a really interesting bit of dialogue between Rose and the Doctor. Charles Dickens gets out of there.
Yeah.
He's pursued by the Gelf as he runs away. And Rose is like, but it's 1869, I can't die. I can't die before I was born, can I? Tell me I can't die. And, oh, time's not a straight line, Rose. You know, you can be born in the 20th century, die in the 19th, and it's all my fault. It's not your fault. I wanted to come here, Doctor. The Doctor then rattles off like, oh, I saw the fall of Troy, World War V, and now I'm going to die in a dungeon in Cardiff.
The way he delivers it. I'm going to die in a dungeon in Cardiff.
Yeah. Like it's so mundane.
Yeah. But Dickens is running out, and I really love this shot where he shuts the door behind him, and then the Gelf come out, and they come out through, like, the knocker.
Yeah.
Like the Marley thing from Christmas Carol. Yeah. But then he's running, and then he sees a gas lamp, and he's like, wait a minute. The gas. Of course.
Yeah, one of the Gelf gets sucked into it.
Yeah. And I like this because he's been a rationalist this entire time, refusing to believe in the fantastical, but then he sees how to save the day from a rationalist, scientific, like, mindset, where it's like, of course, the gas. They're drawn to it. And so he runs back in, and he starts turning all the gas lamps in the house. And he's like, he comes down, Doctor, I turned up all the gas lamps. The gas, it'll suck the Gelf out of their bodies.
Yeah. Turn off the flame, turn up the gas, flood the place now.
Yeah.
Rose says, oh, correct, we choked to death instead.
Yeah. But they all get sucked out, the bodies collapse, and they're all swirling around. They can't really get anybody. And then the Doctor's like, Gwyneth, you need to send them back into the rift. Gwyneth's like, I can't, but I know what I can do. And she pulls out a matchbox.
Yep. And Rose again is horrified. Like, you can't do this. So Charles Dickens gets her out to safety.
And then the Doctor's like, oh, don't worry, I'll get her out. And then turns back to her, checks for her pulse, realizes what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, he's just like, thank you. And then he rushes out. And she lights the match, and the place goes up.
He kisses her on the
Doesn't she
forehead.
say something? She said something, right?
She says, I can't hold them. Sorry, I can't send them back, but I can hold them. Hold them in this place. Get out. And that's the last thing she says.
Something when she lit. She said something when she lit the match.
I'm looking at the I'm looking at the transcript. She says nothing. She just looks as she lights the match.
So yeah, once the Doctor gets out, he reveals, oh yeah, she's been dead for like 5 minutes. Like once she opened the rift, she died. But she was talking to us, Doctor. Yeah, I know. Oh. And Dickens is like, wow. Fuck.
You know how we laughed about what the Shakespeare is this?
Yeah.
Dickens quotes Shakespeare.
Yeah.
There are more things in heaven and earth than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
And Rose is sad because Gwyneth saved the world, but nobody's ever going to know. But we get our denouement where the Doctor's going back to the TARDIS, and Dickens he's got a new lease on life. He's like, I'm going to go mend up with my family. I'm going to write about all these fantastical things, you know? Maybe the mystery of Edwin Drood needs to be finished. Maybe it can be a killer that's not of this earth. Ooh.
The Mystery of
But
Edwin
Doctor,
Drood and the Blue Elementals.
yeah. But Doctor, I need to ask, who are you? I'm just a friend passing through. But you clearly know about the future. What about my books? Do people still like them? Oh, Charlie, you're gonna be popular forever.
Yeah. And then he
And they
says,
head off.
I've just got to
And
go to my
then,
shed.
then he wiped his memory because that's what you do.
No, 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 no.
Christ's sakes! No, no, the episode has a way around that, you see, but which is actually, a lot less ethically fucked up than that. Whereas they go into TARDIS and and Rose is like, "Well, wait a minute, Doctor. What about history? Won't it be changed if he writes about blue aliens and shit?" No, I mean it's Christmas 1869. Dickens dies in 1870, so he's not gonna get time to tell the story.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad. Really? I mean, he was dead in your time, and now look at him. He's more alive than ever.
And let's give him one final surprise.
And they dematerialize, which that's a nice way to get around. Oh no, history will be forever changed if these historical figures know
I
about
much prefer
aliens and shit.
this. I much prefer this too. I'm just going to wipe your
Yeah.
memory.
No, don't wipe my memory.
Just hold on to this
The
neural
status
light that won't
quo
flash
must be
in.
maintained.
Just hold on to this little flashing light. Oh wait. But
Yeah.
yeah, and as they disappear, Dickens is like laughing in astonishment, and then of course he gets to quote his own book.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to you. God bless us, everyone. And that's the end of the Unquiet Dead.
Yep. What did we think?
Well, Kachiri picked it, so he gets to choose if he wants to go first, second, or third.
I'll go first. It's a good episode. I mean, I just picked it because I wanted to make jokes and references about the Mystery of Edwin Drood. But
I mean, that's a good enough reason.
There have been worse agendas.
I enjoyed it. It's not the worst in season 1, but it's also like it's very mid.
Yeah.
That's it.
I was
If
going
I
to say
may,
that was a
Ray?
long pause. I was wondering what was going on there.
No, I was like, yeah. I mean,
If I may, Rain.
yeah, you sure.
Yeah, it's fine. Like, me being the guy who, like, rails at fucking and other such bigoted bullshit. I definitely have sympathies towards Lawrence Miles' reading of it as being offensively terrible. I don't know if I entirely see it as, like, that bad. I mean, I believe in death of the author, so all fucking takes are valid, so. There's probably something there, I don't know. I it's okay if you see that in the episode and you think it's a piece of shit, then well, by all means, I'm not gonna harsh you for hating it. Just don't harsh me for saying it's mid. It's decent. It's what Doctor Who needed. That solid sort of stable episode early on in its run to be like, yeah, Doctor Who's back and it's good. It's good. So go ahead, Ray.
Okay, so yeah, you say it's mid, but I will take mid all day. This sort of mid, this sort of entertaining, but still not like an absolute classic. I will watch this all day, and it's short, and I enjoyed it, and I think that Callow is great as Dickens. I think that Eve Miles is great as Gwyneth. Sneed is okay, but he's a bit creepy, but he has to be. Didn't know about he was going to be played by David Tennant. That has absolutely blown my mind. But Eccleston and Piper are superb here. And bear in mind, they're still finding their feet as a duo. Or they should still be finding their feet as a duo. Not a bit of it. They've only been in 3 episodes together, and they've already got this chemistry. This undeniable chemistry together. The effects on the girl were really good. I get the Lawrence Miles take about, vilifying refugees. I don't agree with it, but he's entitled to make that point. I'll recommend this one. As I say, it's short. If you like Mark Gatiss episodes, if you like Victorian episodes, if you like Charles Dickens, give it a try. So next week is Fresno's pick.
It is.
So what do you got for us?
Well, I'm happy to say that I picked this a while ago. I didn't realize until now that technically we're doing it again
Oh?
because this is also a Victoriana set episode.
Oh!
But well, I use the word episode, but it's my turn to take us into the wonderful land of audio and Big Finish.
Oh?
So, next time on Doctor Who Reviews, Michelle Gomez in A Spoonful of Mayhem.
A spoonful of mayhem?
The first part of Missy Series 1 from Big Finish.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's out of left field.
I mean, it's the closest I can get to going back to my era, the wonderful Missy.
Okay. A spoonful of mayhem. That's a great title.
Yeah, I mean, can you guess what they're doing with that?
Well, yes, it's kind of obvious in the title.
Yes, indeed. That's the angle we're going for.
Mary Poppins, or Mary pops in and kills everyone.
You're not wrong.
It's Missy, of course it's that.
Yeah, I mean, well, look, some of the Missy audios are like more fun than others in the mad way. Like when it's just, oh, I'll just kill a random person here and there. That you can have fun with the anti-hero thing. When it's like I think the fourth part of the Missy audio is like, oh, darlings, they're slave labor camp mining for me. Ha 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 ha.
I am guessing.
Jesus Christ.
I am guessing very much that, this will be right down my alley because it's Missy. It's Michelle Gomez just being crazy.
I almost picked the second part because it has, I don't know if you know what you know about the Missy things, but it has another antagonist character we've encountered before who is portrayed by a different actor but is absolutely fucking killing it in the role and their interactions with Gomez.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, I won't say anything more than that.
I won't either.
Maybe we'll get.
Was
maybe we'll get to that.
Have you guys
Yeah.
seen Michelle Gomez's TikTok?
I have not.
No, we haven't.
Oh, it's good. It's her basically being Missy, so herself.
Okay.
Good.
Is it as good as Knuckle Bump Farms?
What?
The best TikTok account out there?
Don't know about that one.
Don't do it, Emmanuel. Needs to be on a t-shirt.
Hmm.
Just Google Knuckle Bump Farms TikTok. You'll thank me later. So this TikTok is Michelle Gomez but playing Missy, essentially.
No, it's just Michelle Gomez just being Michelle Gomez, which is also
is
just
Missy.
Missy.
Right. Okay. So is it a bit like when the girl that played Stephanie in Lazy Town did a TikTok of her being Stephanie in Lazy Town, but like adult version?
No, it's just her talking to her fans and doing Michelle Gomez stuff.
Okay. Remind me next week. I must find that TikToker that basically does Michelle Gomez impersonations, or rather, she does audio speaking bits over, like she mimes the words over Michelle Gomez audio.
Beautiful.
Well, dressed as Missy, it's kind of great. Remember to bring that back up again. So,
But Rainiac, while we wait for talking about Michelle Gomez and standing her next week, where can we find us, lovely people?
you can find us on Twitter at Reviews Doctor. Individually, we are at Rainiac the Maniac, at Freezing Inferno, at the Kachiri, and at Concave Usurper. Come back soon, please, Cat. We all stream on Twitch.tv. I streamed this past weekend some Fall Guys on twitch.tv/Rainiac. The others are /Freezing Inferno, /The Kashiri, and /Concave Usurper. We had a lot of fun, I think, playing squads with the three of us.
Until the griefers came.
Until the damn griefers. Well, speaking of those griefers, you'll get to see what we're talking about because I'm going to make a highlight reel of that particular stream.
I forgot about those guys. Now I'm pissed off again.
When I'm not melting in the heat, I will make a highlight reel of that particular stream because it was a lot of fun. And until the griefers showed up, we were doing pretty well, I think. That was the turning point. It all went downhill from there.
It was all up to Kuchiri, and then the griefers fucked him over. And
So have either of you got anything to promote?
Well, Other than The Tower Through the Trees by Sean Dillon and Back to the 11th Hour Volumes 1 and 2 by Chris McTeer, available now at Amazon.com.
No, I mean like your
Uh,
stuff to promote.
Oh, uh, no, I
I've
probably
been
may get back to streaming sometime.
I've been doing a bunch of restreams of Zelda randomizer tournament races. Where I've been showing off two different players racing and commentating while they do so. It's been a lot of fun. Not actually doing the playing myself, just sitting there and chatting.
Well, you did some of that
I
too.
did some of that.
I caught a bit of that. Yeah, it was pretty good. You made a risk. You made a as Reigns likes to say on his streams, a risky play trademark.
And I got screwed over hard. If I didn't make that, so that risky play you're talking about, if I didn't make that play, I will have won by 5 minutes instead of losing by 5 minutes.
Yeah,
If
well,
I didn't do the risky
you went
play.
hunting for OP items off the beaten path.
I can't believe those two Fall Guy griefers forced you to your other game. That's wild, man.
I'm a bitch. But anything else?
Are they going to show up at Yu-Gi-Oh next? Probably.
I haven't touched Master Duel in a while, but I mean, Adventure and Fuwanderies are in now, so the whole thing's fucked.
That Extra Zero event is going to be interesting.
Yeah, and by interesting, I mean Eldritch and True Draco are gonna dominate it again.
It's life's too short and things are too hot to worry about things like that. Just just
Yeah.
enjoy it, and maybe I'll get a win.
Get yourself a freeze pop and beat the heat.
I have been hydrating regularly throughout the day. I have been taking
Wasn't there
chalk
a
ices.
fucked up thing on the news where the UK was like, actually, maybe you shouldn't be drinking 8 glasses of water a day.
Yeah, there are people who have lived through heat waves in other countries that have been given very good advice. And then there's a brilliant one, which is basically a parody of that, which is somebody from India, and it's like the most stupid advice possible, but it is obviously it's a joke, so it's okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's not trying to trick people into killing themselves.
The worst bullshit I had was when there was a heat wave when I was in the anime den, which I mean it's not as bad as you got now. It was about maybe like 30 C, which is still pretty hot, but not like desert hot. But
I think I've told you this,
keep
but
in mind
sorry,
that
go
the
on.
anime den is an upstairs bedroom, so
The
God.
thing, the thing I'm most worried about, and you'll laugh, because I've had the curtains closed all day to keep the heat out.
Mhm.
My circadian rhythm is going to be fucked.
Oh Lord.
It is. I will not sleep tonight because my body will not be able to process the fact that I've been in the shade all day.
I mean, I've got a pretty good thing. I'm bed at 12, up at 8. That's what I do. But we should probably sign off on this.
Well, yeah. Okay. So join us next time then for a spoonful of mayhem starring Michelle Gomez. Thank you to Kachiri and to Freezing Inferno for talking about the Unquiet Dead with me. And we'll see you next time for shenanigans from Michelle Gomez in a spoonful of mayhem. Until then, bye for now.
Never mind. It'll come back to me.
First, I got it from Kachiri at
10
length.
minutes later, it was Kamen Rider. Holy shit!
No, it wasn't Kamen Rider.
Then I got it from
Shit.
Tenchi. Then I got it from the
I
telephone. The telephone is ringing.
Oh.
Hi, Blue Pearl.